Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. It's really awesome to see you again today. And I have to tell you, I so enjoyed our Google Meet yesterday. Just to see your faces and hear your stories and connect with you really meant a lot to me. So thanks for those of you who were able to make it. If you didn't make it, that's okay too. We can get together again next Tuesday at 1 o'clock, okay? We've been thinking about being flexible this week and kind of changing our ideas when things don't really go as planned. And I got to thinking about this book, Harriet, You'll Drive Me Wild by Mem Fox. I think we read it at least 5 times this year. And I think about Harriet and I think about her mom and how they had to be a little bit flexible when different things happened that were a bit frustrating. I think mom especially did some maybe deep breathing, maybe Harriet too. Because sometimes when we get frustrated or things don't go as we plan and we want to get angry and react, maybe we yell, maybe we scream, maybe we hit, we need to stop and think, stop and think and make a really good choice. So I think Harriet's mom and Harriet have to do that as things happen in this story. Let's enjoy it together. Mabel, I'm going to set you down so that you can see and hear. Okay? Harriet, You'll Drive Me Wild. This is one of my favorite books. Harriet Harris was a pesky child. She didn't mean to be. She just was. One morning at breakfast, she knocked over a glass of juice. Just like that. I don't think she's bothered by it. I bet the dog's taking a deep breath in. His ears are back. Juice is dribbling down my back, Harriet. That doesn't feel good. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, Harriet, my darling child. I'm sorry, said Harriet, and she was. At snack time, she dribbled jam all over her jeans. Just like that. Another mess. Mom probably has to take a deep breath. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, Harriet, my darling child. Harriet, you'll drive me wild. I'm sorry, said Harriet. And she was. Before lunch, when Harriet was painting a picture, she dripped paint onto the carpet. Just like that. Another accident. Harriet's a little younger than you guys, I think. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, Harriet, my darling child, Harriet, you'll drive me wild. Harriet, sweetheart, what are we to do? I'm sorry, said Harriet, and she was. At lunch, Harriet slid off her chair and the tablecloth came with her just like that. Crash, bang, boom, right? If I was the mom, I'd be breathing a lot. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, Harriet, my darling child, Harriet, you'll drive me wild. Harriet, what are we to do? Harriet Harris, I'm talking to you. Looks like she might be doing some deep breathing. She's got a pillow like kind of on top of her. Sometimes if you get frustrated, you can always grab or squeeze a pillow to help. I'm sorry, said Harriet. She was. Later that afternoon, when Harriet was meant to be napping, she ripped open a pillow just like that. Remember this part? 1,000 feathers flew in every direction. There was a terrible silence. Then Harriet's mother began to yell. She yelled and yelled and yelled. I think Harriet's mom forgot her strategies. Too many things had happened and sometimes we forget. But I bet if she takes a deep breath, they'll be able to fix it. I'm sorry, Harriet cried. I'm really, really sorry. Her mother took a deep breath. I know you are, she said, hugging Harriet tight. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have yelled, and I wish I hadn't. But sometimes it happens. Just like that. Big mess, said Harriet. A very big mess, said her mother. And she started to laugh. Why do you think she laughed? Maybe she realized there's only so much you can do, and sometimes when things are a mess, you just have to laugh and work together to pick them up. That's what I do sometimes. And they laughed and went on laughing as they picked up the feathers together. I hope you enjoyed that book today. Can you think of a way that you help yourself get in control or stay calm? Maybe it's through a deep breath. Maybe it's by hugging or squeezing a pillow. Maybe when you're feeling frustrated or out of control, you leave the space with everybody and you go into a quiet space and just breathe by yourself or count. Sometimes kids count. What do you do to help yourself calm down when things don't go as planned? That helps you then come back together and, work through the problem that happened, because everybody has problems that happen and we can all be there to help each other, whether you're at school or at home. Let us know. Love you guys. Have a great day of learning.